Mr. Chairman, I do think you made a very good point about law enforcement. It really disturbs me that there are nude pictures on the side of this building where children can see that. That's absolutely outrageous. And frankly, it's outrageous that you're having those kind of crowds and that kind of noise. It is a law enforcement issue, that directly. Regardless of anything else we do, law needs to be enforced, and that needs to be stopped.
The law was there directing traffic.
Well, the fact of the matter is, that is a law enforcement issue. Mr. Attorney, is there something that we can do? Because I definitely, if there's anything we can do, I'd like to do it.
There are restrictions in your ordinance that would prevent a lot of what was supposedly happening from happening if it were simply enforced.
Right.
For instance, you can't buy your beer inside and take it out the front door.
Well, they do. I've seen it.
But that's not permitted. I mean, that's just a violation.
Well, once again, we have an election, and we're going to have a new sheriff. And I'll tell you what, I would, regardless of this place or any other place, these laws on alcohol consumption need to be enforced. Everybody's had alcoholics in their family. I've had them in my family. I'll tell you, I have a brother come back from Vietnam, and he turned into an alcoholic. It's absolutely horrible. We've decided as a community we're going to have alcohol. There's not something that we need to be voting on today. But the fact is, when we end up with people doing this kind of mess, this needs to be stopped. And I don't care if it's here or any other place in the county. This needs to be stopped. And if we need to have a resolution going to the sheriff that he needs to enforce current ordinances, I'll be glad to make that resolution.
Well, I heard about it for years. I travel that road every day. I go by that just like I guess myself could be part of your family because I go by that so regular. Sometimes twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And I see a lot of this stuff, the guys on them bikes that won't get over, they ride the center lane, won't get over, you think you're about to hit them. That was a lot of question that I had for the sheriff, but I heard that the sheriff wasn't doing anything about it. I didn't know for sure, but I heard that. But now we know that we need to get some type of resolution to get to the sheriff. So if that needs to be done, we should do that. And,
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
I know that when we passed that ordinance, it was specific in there because I questioned it and made sure it was that they couldn't go outside, because I've done these things too. I've gotten emails and telephone calls and everything else. And the problem is when you have that going on and you don't have a sheriff, I've called the deputies myself, and if you're not going to have anything doing, but it is in the laws that they can't do that thing. And as the attorney said, we're not the ones that can enforce the law. Only the sheriff's department can do that.
Also, just so you'll be aware, a violation or a continuing violation of the law will subject the licensee to losing the license. So that's something else to remember.
And Mr. Chairman, I would be glad to make a resolution, frankly, that for any alcohol beverage group that violates our ordinance on a continuing basis, whether the sheriff enforces it or not, as long as it's proven that they violated it, I'd be glad to make a resolution saying we pull the license.
We actually already have that in the ordinance.
Well, I'm glad to make the motion we pull it from that specific individual.
You have to have somebody enforce it.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask the county attorney. If this passes and they're granted the license, can we send some kind of a resolution to the sheriff's department that we do not want this that has occurred in the past to be occurring?
Yeah, again, the sheriff is the sheriff, and he will be making a recommendation to him.
So we can make a recommendation, though.
Certainly, and also enforcing of the traffic laws around the place. I mean, if you got people even
Because
in place.
people should not be subjected to what I'm hearing.